Nothing like the first 36-degree day of the pre-season, is there?
Yeah, no, it was perfect weather out there today. It was pretty hot and yeah, it gets hot every summer, but yeah, for the first day to be pretty hot was a nice welcome for all the boys. So, it was great. It was a good session. Nice to get out there in the heat.
You've been around for the whole time so far. It looks like you've done a lot of work to get your body into a position to not have the problems of last pre-season.
Yeah, I've had a really good off season. Had some time to get away and refresh the mind, which is really important. And spent a week in Doha training and doing a little bit to sort of help myself prepare for the season and hopefully keep myself on the park. So felt really good today on the track, and I've had a really good off season where I haven't missed any sessions, and feel really good coming back.
Talk to us about Aspetar. Like, it's got a great reputation, and Sean went last year, and Heath's gone in the past. So what did you learn?
I learned a lot. I suppose the overwhelming feeling is I left there with a lot of optimism and hope. I suppose when you have a pretty interrupted year, you can sort of get down on yourself and think that you're prone to injuries, but that's not the case. And I left there with a lot of solutions and things that I can work on. And the reality is there's no sort of secret formula to sort of keep yourself fit and healthy. It's work, and that's what I learnt there. And I've come away with some things that I can work on and hopefully give myself the best chance to play a lot of footy this year, or next year I should say. So feeling really optimistic about 2026.
Have you done anything differently this off-season compared to previous off-seasons to prevent another year like last year happening?
Aspetar's different, I walked away with a lot of different tools that will help me. A lot of it's to do with my preparation, and the reality is, like, last year I completed 27% of pre-season, so it's not like I need a secret formula. It's just getting out there and doing the work and training. So and that's sort of different to last year. Last year I had a broken leg and didn't complete pretty much any of my off-season programs. So this year I completed all my off-season training. It's not like I did above and beyond in my training to come back super fit and healthy. It was more about spending time to relax my mind and coming back feeling really fresh.
So you were vulnerable last year, obviously, going in. Has the visit to Aspetar told you that you're not vulnerable anymore, despite the fact that you've done the injuries, which makes it naturally kind of vulnerable in a way?
Yeah, I think just doing the work and completing pre-season will help with that vulnerability. It is hard when you do miss a lot of training to prevent injury, and you can do all the sort of work, but sometimes you are prone to risk. And I mean, there's some things that are sort of outside of your control. Breaking my leg was a little bit outside of my control. It just sort of happened, and then you're playing catch up after that. I think having a off season where I've been fit and healthy and been able to train has put me in a good spot where I don't feel as vulnerable, and hopefully I can just keep stacking sessions this summer. And but already I feel really confident, and I think that's the main thing. Last year, coming back and playing, there was times where I didn't really feel confident in my body, and it's not a great feeling when you're going out there playing in big games and not sure about how your body's going to hold up. So feeling really confident now, which is great.
Your best footy last year was elite. Like, are you confident that you can produce that consistently and be the player that you want to be for the entire season?
Yeah, well, I suppose that was the promising thing that came out of last year for me, is despite all my adversity, I was still able to come back and perform, and that gives me a lot of confidence going into this year that, despite what happens in the pre-season and what happens, at any stage in my career, that I've got the ability to go out there and do my job for the team. And I think that's sometimes when you go through adversity and challenges, it simplifies things for you, and it definitely simplified, I suppose, my mindset going into games last year, and my output was pretty good. So I discovered that, and it held me in really good stead, and hopefully I can continue that next year.
Have you gotten any indication of what the midfield mix might look like next year? Because they sort of had to learn to do it without you, and now guys like Murphy Reid are really pushing for more minutes in there as well.
Yeah, well, that was one of the benefits of, one of the positives of me missing a bit last year, is that other players had to step up, and we saw what Corey Wagner did last year and became really reliable for us in there. Obviously, Luke Jackson played a lot, Shea Bolton went through there, and now Murphy Reid sort of has that opportunity to sort of float through there. This year I'm hoping that, I'm there all year, and we can use that flexibility to our advantage, and we're not relying on those guys playing sort of long periods of time in the midfield. But it's pretty exciting that we've got so many great players that can, rotate through the midfield, and it's great for Caleb and Andy and myself to be able to, flip forward at times or throw things at the opposition if there's a tag on Caleb or etc. So, I'm not sure what it will look like this year, but from today's time trial, it looks like Corey Wagner's in good shape, so I reckon he'll be running through there.
And just on some of the new faces who have joined the club, kicker Tobin Murray and stuff, who's stood out to you so far?
It's hard to pick one of them because they've all been pretty good so far. I think the main thing that I've noticed is they're just so eager to come in and make an impact straight away, which is what we want. From our list last year, we haven't had a lot of turnover in terms of our best 23, so it's that next wave of young players that need to come in and push for spots and make competition really hard. So and that's what I've seen so far. They've all come in with the right attitude, and they all trained really well today, and they're going to continue to keep working hard because competition for spots is going to be tricky come sort of round one. So we want those young players coming in and wanting to play straight away.
And just on new people coming in, Mason Cox spoken here last week about some of his experience, playing in premierships and whatnot. Do you value that coming in, and are you thinking that far ahead as well? What's he been having in the team as well?
Yeah, great. Firstly, he's a great character, and we sort of noticed that straight away. He's just a genuine fella, and we really value that firstly. But we are a young list. We've only got sort of three blokes maybe over 30. So having that experience, just of age, I suppose, and maturity is important for our young group. Footy seasons can be roller coasters at times, and having that level head who's sort of been through it and highs and lows that he's been through will be really important for a young group. And he's obviously played in grand final and won, so even that experience is valuable to our group.
Take us back to the time trial. Who else ran well?
It felt like everyone ran really well. Michael Frederick was a standout. Toby Wan was good for his sort of first hit out. But yeah, it was a different time trial that we've done in the past. So it felt like everyone was sort of thereabouts, and then before you know it, there was only a few left. So it was pretty even across the board. But it was a solid hit out.
It's a new fitness boss, new time trial. What was it?
Yeah, it was a 30-15 test. So it's like a shuttle run. It's kind of like a beep test yo-yo sort of thing. But you basically run for 30 seconds and you increase your speed, have 15 seconds off, and you've got to change direction. So it builds the lactic in your legs pretty quickly, and before you know it, you're struggling. So it was really good, and it feels like a test that's more suited to sort of football where it's a lot of stop-start, change of direction, and you get pretty heavy legs, and you got to be able to work through that. So it was a good hit out, and hopefully we can have a good sort of pre-Chrissy period and come back and try beat our times.
First we've seen Judd McVee's today. What did you make of his first appearance at the club?
Yeah, no, he was good. He sort of looked pretty lively out on the track today, and it was the first I'd met him this morning, so it's great to get to know him, and hopefully over the next few weeks we can get to know each other a little bit more and start building that connection. But he's fitted in nicely, and I'm keen to see what he can do.
Feels like what we've seen so far in the past couple of weeks, the ball movement, but the speed out of half-back especially has been a real focus. Can you talk to us about how you're trying to change the way you play?
Yeah, we looked at a few stats, and last year we went LDL a lot, and we probably didn't. I think we were 18th for uncontested marks, so that's probably a part of our game that we just want to find a little bit more balance with. We don't necessarily want to be the number one in uncontested marks, but we can sort of add that element to our game, and because it felt like we were actually a good team when we trusted the contest and the game was a bit more chaotic, but we want to have levers that we can pull, and one of those levers will be sort of controlling the ball and trying to move it a little bit quicker out of our back half, and Judd will be important for that. But like I said, it's about balance, so we don't want to go from 0 to 100 and get scored against really quickly. So it'll be an element of our game that we'll work on. I think with the man the mark rule now as well, we want to exploit that and be able to get handball receive and run and carry. So like I said, it's just about balance in our ball movement. We know what we do really well, but we can pull some different levers. When
it's worked, training looks fantastic. A couple of times today where folks just got into trouble through the handball and stuff, and you could see they were disappointed in themselves, but they're going to have to make mistakes to learn, aren't they? How's the mental side of that when you're changing the way you play footy?
Yeah, no, we spoke about that in our meeting this morning. We want to create an environment where we fail and we get to learn from those experiences. So if we go through pre-season and we're not testing ourselves and we're not making mistakes or failing, then we're not improving or getting growth out of our game. So, it's good to see blokes taking the game on, making mistakes, and I think it's good for our mental resilience to be able to move on and keep going for it, because we want to keep encouraging players to, back themselves in and back their skills, back their run and drive. So, expect that this pre-season that we're challenging each other, and it might look ugly at times, but we want to keep buttering up and keep improving.
And there's 3 ruckmen in this team, and yet you're doing some of the ruck work at the moment. What the hell's going on there?
Yeah, no, I think that was just for the drill, but I was ripping into Dogger because I think I was 2 from 2. So he was saying that I was crossing the line though, which anyway, that's a new rule apparently, but I don't think I'll have to worry about crossing the line this year. But yeah, it was a bit of fun today.